opening up of the record. So we saw till now OWD, and if we want to open up, we saw that role hierarchy is one of the ways to open up. There are a couple of other ways also you can open up the record. It's only for the record, it's not for the object. Object level things can be opened up only by the permission set, whereas for the record level you have multiple options that are available. One is the role hierarchy, right? Then we have something called sharing rules. We will see that today. What is the sharing rule? How it can be opened up? There are two types of sharing rule: owner-based sharing rules and criteria-based sharing rules. And then the third one is the manual sharing, right? This is all applies only to records. Okay, it does not apply to objects. So please understand this. It applies only to the records. That means it applies to the role, right? So that's what you have to remember. Role hierarchy, sharing rules, ownership based or criteria based. It can be manual sharing. Apex sharing is through the program, what you can do. Territory management, we will not cover these two things. And there is another one called account opportunity and case teams management, through which you can be able to open up the records. So these are all the 5 or 6 ways that you can make use of to open the records. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will go through each one of them. Like I know at least sharing rules, and then I will not cover accountant because you have not seen what it is. We will cover sharing rules and manual sharing today, and we'll see how it works. Okay. We saw this. Okay. Now let's do some exercises. Think always that it does not matter to which profile they belong to. So here we are talking about roles, and this is the role hierarchy. There is a CEO, there is the chief of sales, and there is chief of marketing, and sales head north and sales head south. Okay, and these are all the people that are available. Okay, and now this is the role hierarchy. What we have is the role hierarchy. Does it make sense? Right? CEO. Then there is another role called chief of sales, chief of marketing, sales head north, and sales head south. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, my question is, OWD is private. Okay. If OWD is private, if Julia creates the record, can Rekha be able to see the record? Yes or no?
No.
And you have to,
No, sir.
huh?
No.
Why not no? Why no?
Because Julia is the owner of record.
Okay. But they belong to same sales head north, right?
But Rekha is a sibling of Julia, so that's why.
Absolutely. It's not, they are not the siblings. They are not, yeah, you can't say they are the siblings, right? They belong to the same sales head north, but it does not mean, yeah, according to sales head north, they are the siblings. You are right.
Yes.
And hence they are not, they cannot see the record. Okay. Now, Rekha created the record. Can Julia be able to see the record?
No.
No. Why? It's the same thing. Now let's say Rekha created the record. Can Ram be able to see the record?
Yes.
Why yes?
Yes.
Why
Because
yes?
they will have the access to see those records.
What is the reason that Ram will be able to see the record?
Parent.
Because of role hierarchy. Does it make sense, guys? Because of role hierarchy. Are you good with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ram created the record. Can Julia be able to see the record?
No.
No.
Why not? Because Ram is the chief of sales and the sales head north is Rekha. When Rekha created, Ram is able to see. Why not Ram created, Rekha cannot see?
Because Rekha is at the bottom of the hierarchy, then Ram.
Fantastic, right? Okay. Now, John created the record. Can Adit be able to see the record?
No.
No, sir.
Again, I'm asking a question. John created the record. Can Adit be able to see the record?
No.
No, that is right. Because when John created the record, Ram himself, who is a sibling, cannot see the record. And the chief of sales and chief of marketing, those roles are the siblings at the role level. He cannot be able to see the record. Does it make sense, guys? This is how the role hierarchy works. Okay. Okay. So we will. Okay. We will now go to the org, and then we will start seeing. We will take a look at the sharing rules using the criteria based sharing and then owner based sharing, right? So let me share my screen again. Okay, so we are at the sharing settings and I'm going to cancel. And let's play with the same. This covers my. I really don't know how to. Stop sharing. The reason is whatever is the tab that comes, the Zoom thing, it comes on the top and it covers my all the other tabs. Manu, do you know how to pull it down?
So can you pardon what we have to do?
See, okay, guys, you are able to see my screen. So I am there in the org. Okay, I am there in the sharing settings, nothing but the OWD, right? Now, if you scroll down, all the way down, right? For each of the objects, there is something called sharing rules. This is the next step. One is the role hierarchy that opens up the records for that role, and the other one that what you can do is using the sharing rules, right? The sharing rules, we will go to the Techila thing. So for all the objects, for whatever the objects that what standard objects and the custom objects, each of the objects will have its own sharing rule, I would say, section, right? If you take a look at it, you have it for opportunity sharing rule, case sharing rule. So I keep scrolling down. It's all in the alphabetical order, and you come down. No, it's not in the alphabetical. I thought it would be. It is not in the alphabetical. So now you come to the Techila training new sharing rules. This is for the object they append sharing rules and you have a section for that, right? This is the sharing rule thing. We will work on it. So let me log in onto my, this one is my system admin, Magalam Suresh. I'm there in the one browser and I'm logging into another browser. So I've logged in as their demo manager, right? Which belongs to custom sales profile. So I'm going back to the system admin. So let's go to the profiles. No, we need to go to the users. Sorry. And we'll go to the users. And if you take a look at it, demo manager, Suresh Magalam, who is the system admin, belongs to Eastern sales team. And demo manager, I'm going to change this role from demo manager. Yesterday we changed it in the role hierarchy. I'm going to put this person in the Western sales. Why did I do that? I will show it to you. Roles. I'm opening up the tab, roles tab. So this is the hierarchy, and set up the roles and expand all. When I do that, okay, when I do that, you see that Eastern sales team and Western sales team, basically they are the siblings of this. Okay, so the system administrator belongs to this sales team, Eastern sales, and the demo manager belongs to Western sales team. Does it make sense, guys? Now, if I go back and try to look at the records, technical training records, how many records I see here? I see only one record for the demo manager. Correct? Are you with me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right? And I go to the sales. I go to the sales. And if I go and take a look at it, how many records should I see there? Guys have to be attentive. We will see 3 records. Because he is the system administrator, there are 3 records in the system. You will see all the 3 records. Does it make sense, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have seen how to give access, right? Yesterday we went with the role hierarchy, and in the role hierarchy we positioned the demo manager to the direct sales, and we were able to see all the 3 records because direct sales is the manager of Eastern sales team. Thus we were able to see all the 3 records. Do you remember that? Or do you want me to show it again? Guys, please answer. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
no. Yeah. What is it okay? You
Yeah,
understand?
okay.
No,
Yes, sir.
you guys are having problem in unmuting and talking, or you are waiting for somebody to talk first? Okay. So
Okay, sir. You can proceed.
do you want me to show it again or not?
Can you just
No,
repeat?
proceed.
Huh? There was somebody was asking.
Can you just repeat this, sir? Is
Yeah.
direct-
No, you can always ask. You don't have to be this thing. You are learning.
Yes, sir.
So, system administrator belongs to Eastern sales team. And I just changed the demo managers to Western sales team. They became the siblings. If I change the demo managers to director sales, then demo manager will be able to see all the records because of the role hierarchy, because director sales is the boss of Eastern sales team. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I am not able to see because Eastern sales teams and Western sales team, they are the siblings. They are the children of this. And because the object level OWD is private, only the person who has created can be able to see the record. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, but think that I have a condition. I want to make sure that whomsoever is there, because they are the siblings, I want to allow if Eastern sales team creates the record, then I want the Western sales team people to see. I want, if the Eastern sales team creates the record, I want Western sales teams to see the records. How do I do it?
Role hierarchy.
No, if you put it in the role hierarchy, you cannot put the role. This is the role hierarchy. What do you mean you can put it in the role hierarchy? You cannot put it in the role hierarchy. How can you do it in the using the role hierarchy?
So we can set OWD to public read only.
If I make it public read only, very good, very, very good. Thank you very much for being interactive. Then what happens is, I go back to my slide. Let's take this example. This is, think that this is Eastern sales team and this is Western sales team. If I make it public read, then everybody will be able to see. But I don't want that. I want,
Then we can use sharing rules.
we need to use sharing rules. So I'm coming to that. What I want is, if Julia creates the record, I do not want Rekha to see, but I want sales head south, all the people in the sales head south to see. Does it make sense? Are you getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? If Rekha creates the record, I don't want Julia to see, but I want all the people in the sales head south to be able to see.
Yes, sir. Can I give the access on the roles and subordinate?
No, you are jumping. You know Salesforce?
Yes, a bit, but not
Yeah.
that.
Hold on to your question. Okay. Hold on to your questions, because the other people have to come to that level. Okay. So now let's go to, how do we do it? We do it using sharing roles. So I go to the sharing roles. I go to the sharing settings first. And I go to the sharing rules. And I take the Techila new sharing rules. I'll say create new. And I will say that sharing, you have to give sharing with Western sales team. Okay. And here you have multiple options based on record owner, based on criteria. Let's not worry about guest user access and all. This is for external user and all that stuff. Let's not worry. So based on the record owner. So you can do it either on the based on the record owner or based on the criteria, right? Let us do the based on the record owner. Who is the record owner? Who is the record owner of this first batch? Is the Magalam Suresh, correct?
Yes,
Or
sir.
you,
Yes,
and
sir.
Magalam Suresh belongs to which what role does he have? What role? Ooh, guys,
System administrator.
that
Sales
is a profile. What role? Does he belong to Eastern sales team or Western sales team? Guys, be attentive.
East sales team.
Eastern sales team.
Eastern, be attentive, guys. Belongs to Eastern sales team, right? Please be attentive. Please, I'm going step by step so that you understand it. And it is Eastern sales team. Now, I come to this one based on the record owner. I will take, right, the role. If the record belongs to the Eastern sales team, so that's what, based on the record owner, the role of that record owner belongs to the Eastern sales team. Select which records to be shared. I want to share those records that belong to the Eastern sales team, or I can go with here you have, if you take a look at it, manager, subcoordinate group, there are a lot of them. So don't worry about the portal. Portal is like community thing. Then you have public groups, which we have not spoken about. Don't worry. Roles and subordinates. That's what my good friend was talking about. And roles and internal portal. Don't worry about this. For our basic purposes, either you can go with roles and internal subordinates. I'm just taking the roles. So if the role that is belonging to the Eastern sales team, then I want to select the users to share with whom I want to share. I want to share with the role belonging to the Western sales team. Does it make sense, guys? And I want to give does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? If the user Magalam Suresh belongs to the Eastern sales team, I want to share it with the Western sales team users, right? That's all what I'm doing here. And I'm giving the access level to read only. I can say read only or read and write. Let me leave it as read only and I'll save it. So as soon as I do that, there will be a record that would have been gotten created here, right? A record has been created and I go to the demo manager. As you can see at this point of time, I'm able to see only one record. If everything works to be good, I should see all the 3 records. I'm seeing all the 3 records. If you take a look at it, on third batch 1, I edit it. I change this value. I save it. I'm able to do it. Why am I able to do it? Can you look at the screen and tell me why I'm able to do it? We have seen how the sharing rule works with that of when I want to share it with one role to the other role, right? We have seen that just now. Now let's go back to this one and let me delete this. I'm deleting the sharing rule. Okay. And I go back. I want to show you again. I'm going to say sharing with Western sales team. So now instead of record owner, I am going to say based on criteria. What am I going to do based on the criteria? I'm going to say, based on the criteria, if I want to say that based on the criteria, the owner ID starts with I would say based on criteria created by Techila. I would say, let's take the example, Techila training new name. I would say Techila training new name starts with or contains batch. If Techila training new name, we'll play with it a little bit. If Techila training new name starts with first, only those records I want to share it, right? I want to share it with the role that is the Western sales team and public read only. Now let's try this. What happens? Let's see. I did that. I am going here and Techila training. If you take a look at it, I don't see the second batch record, because my criteria here, I said that if it starts with first batch only, then only show me that record. Does it make sense, guys? Are you with me? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? If I edit this, hopefully it allows me, and if I change it to second and I save it, I come back here, I refresh this, I will see second and third, but not the first. Does it make sense, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have seen what is the role hierarchy. We have seen what is the sharing rule. Now imagine that I have a situation where I want the second batch. If the name is the second batch, somebody tells me, my boss tells me that if it is the Techila name is second batch, share it with the demo manager, right? As of now, I am not seeing that, not the second batch, first batch, right? If it is a first batch, that record, first batch or first batch one, that record, I want to share it with the demo manager. How do I do it? I go back here. I go back to the first batch, right? I go to the first batch. I click here. There is something called sharing here, right? If you click on the drop down, you see the sharing. I will say sharing. Now I will use the search the user. I will search the user. I don't know why it's taking so long. Sometimes come on, guys. It is clocking. I don't know why. Okay. So fortunately, I typed in, right? I typed in, I want to share it with, this is called manual sharing. I went to the record. I clicked on the button sharing, and I'm going to use the demo manager. I want to use read only. Save it. Once you do that, it says record shared data demo manager was used. I am coming back to the demo manager and refresh the screen. Then what you see is you would see all the 3 records. You should see all the, now you are able to see the, so the first batch one, second batch, and the third batch. You are able to see all the 3 records. Does it make sense, guys? That is called manual sharing. So normally manual sharing is used when you want a particular record, you have to remember this, a particular record to be shared, either with the role or the user or whatever it is. If it is group of records that you want to share, either you go to the role hierarchy or you go to the sharing rules. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you have to use the optimal solution. Can't I go to each one of the records and do the manual sharing? If there are hundreds of records, if you want to share manually each record, it will take a lot of time. Instead of that, you should come out to say that whether I can use role hierarchy or whether I can use sharing rule. If the options are not there, then you need to go with the manual sharing. Okay, does it make sense? And here, if you take a look at the sharing hierarchy, it shows you that Magalam Suresh has got the full access integration. I will show you one more thing. Now, this is very important. If you go to the classic and you go to the same record, Techila trainings. You go to the first batch, right? If you click on sharing, it will tell you that who is the user who has got the full access, and demo manager has got the access because of manual sharing, right? This will be very, very important for you to know why the record is appearing or why the record is not appearing. If you come to the second batch and click on sharing, it will tell you that you have used the custom object sharing rule, and that is the reason why Western sales team is able to see the record. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And you can get it from Classic. I think it is available. I forgot where to get it, but you can also get it from Lightning. I will leave that one to your exercise. That there is a button that you have to add. Once you add it, you can see the here it does not allow you to. There is a button, but I have seen somewhere there is a button that you can use, and that will allow you to do the look at it. It is very important because when you are trying to debug something, you need to know why the record is appearing, why the record is not appearing, even though you have made it as private. Okay, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what and all we covered today? We covered profiles, and again permission sets we spoke about, and then we spoke about the role and the role hierarchy and the sharing rules, criteria based sharing rules, record owner based sharing rules, and then manual sharing.